Often when we think of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we think of nonviolent resistance. And for that reason, it's fascinating to take an intimate look inside the rigorous intellectual and spiritual process that he put himself through during his years of higher education. In the autobiography of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., there's a time period around 1950, particularly when he's at Crozer Seminary, when he begins to interact with the work of Nietzsche. And it's Nietzsche who seeds some doubt in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. about the power of love. It's Nietzsche who attacks the Hebraic Christian morality, attacking its virtues of piety and humility and otherworldliness, and says that the Christian attitude towards suffering is actually a sign of weakness in the Christian theology. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. connects with this. This resonates with him. And as he's going through this process, he is forming his own internal philosophy, the one that he will eventually take with him out into the world and into the movement. And so there's a point in time when he begins to grapple with the idea that the only way to push towards further equality, to push towards further civil rights, human rights, is through violent uprising. And he very seriously sits with this concept and writes on it and grapples with it. However, after interacting with Nietzsche's work, it's shortly thereafter that Dr. Mordecai Johnson, the president of Howard University, returns from an immersive experience in India in which he engaged deeply with the work of Gandhi. And so Dr. Martin Luther King attends this lecture by the president of Howard University. He himself afterwards gets a hold of many different books on Gandhi's work and philosophy of nonviolence. And here's an entry that he makes in the autobiography of Dr. Martin Luther King. Prior to reading Gandhi, I had about concluded that the ethics of Jesus were only effective in individual relationships. The turn the other cheek philosophy and the love your enemies philosophy were only valid if individuals were in conflict with other individuals. When racial groups and nations were in conflict, a more realistic approach seemed necessary. But after reading Gandhi, I saw how utterly mistaken I was. Gandhi was probably the first person in history to lift the love ethic of Jesus above mere interaction between individuals to a powerful and effective social force on a large scale. Love for Gandhi was a potent instrument for social and collective transformation. It was in this Gandhian emphasis on love and nonviolence that I discovered the method for social reform that I have been seeking.